With great sorrow, I inform you all about the lies Ben from Taboo Conspiracy has spread on the internet. I am following the comments and it is really sad to see how many people don't question anything the guy puts out. Yesterday, Ben released a video where he showed 12 stunning photos taken on our beautiful globe, all being evidence for this globe, and he claims they are somehow evidence for a flat Earth. And how does he do that? By not checking his sources, using calculations for an entirely other planet, not this one, by showing examples where refraction is clearly making objects visible that otherwise would be obscured by the horizon, and by not presenting any flat Earth calculations whatsoever. He starts with showing fisheye footage, where the horizon is distorted to start his narrative. I thought fisheye lenses were forbidden in the flat Earth community and should be laughed at as hard as possible. Well, dear flat earthers, here is your opportunity. The next shot he shared is from No Donk Records, a German flat earther who has been caught cheating, lying and falsely accusing both me and others. Check my 2 videos on the topic. I find it very strange that Ben ignored all the evidence and still went with spreading the lie. Also, the footage comes from a space company. And then the fun starts, because Ben is about to share 12 photos that he claims are impossible on a globe, and there are 2 new ones that I haven't seen before. So this part 1 here is going to focus on these 2, and there is a lot to reveal, I promise. Both photos are taken by the same Italian photographer Fabio Longaron. The first photo is featured in an article, and a video claims the observation was done from this spot. But the problem is that from that location none of the mountains in his photograph are visible. Why? Because there is a freaking mountain right in front of the camera. The hillside here is facing in a completely different direction. There is no way, flat or globe, that this is the spot the observer stood. And if I increase the observer's height to look over this obstruction, it becomes clear very quickly that this little island and a mountain in the back are not aligned as they are in the photograph. The island is too much to the left, meaning the observer was most likely more to the left himself, and in this case more south of the claimed observation spot. Here's a question. Why don't we see any of this in Ben's video? That's because Ben probably just accepts claims when they fit the flat Earth narrative without doing any research. He got the location not from the photographer himself, but from a video made by another flat earther who just guessed. Probably because of Fabio's Instagram, where we read the observation was done from a repeater in that neighborhood. However, there are many repeaters on that hill, many of which have an unobstructed view towards the sea. And that is even in the description of the video that Ben used. The flat earther himself corrected it, but Ben didn't bother to check. So, what is the correct way of doing this? You contact the photographer yourself and ask him for more specifications. He's not a flat earther, so chances are that he will simply give you the exact spot. So that's what I did, and as of now I am waiting for a response. At the end of the video I will include my guess based on the globe and his photograph to pinpoint a location, and when Fabio responds I will update you all on the situation and see how well I did. Let's check the other photo. Here we know the location more precisely. It's somewhere over here around the Castillo at an elevation of 252 meters, and this exact spot gives us a pretty accurate prediction. But since Ben wants you to believe the Earth is flat, and since Ben clearly stated that refraction should be entirely ignored, let's check what a flat Earth without any refraction predicts. That's right, I am going to do what Ben deliberately did not do, and in a second it will become painfully obvious why he does not share any flat Earth predictions ever. Ready? In UDeuschel, the online tool I'm using here, you can in fact generate a flat Earth prediction. Let me show you. In the box of visibility range, you can add _RC in capitals for refraction coefficient, and then a value between 0 and 1. 0 gives you a globe Earth prediction with no refraction at all, and 1 gives you a flat Earth prediction, also with no refraction. If you, for example, fill in a value of 0.5, halfway between 0 and 1, you get a result that is both valid for a flat Earth with upwards refraction of 4 inches times the distance squared, and at the same time for a globe with a downward refraction of that same amount, 4 inches. This allows us to play with the value until we get a result that matches the observation the best. And it turns out that with a K value, a refraction value here of 0.15, we can cover the photograph almost to perfection with our prediction. This is the closest that I got without that much effort. This value of 0.15 is actually used by many of the simulators out there. The standard value for UDOSHL is 0.13. Time and Date uses it. SunCalc uses it. Metabonk uses it. So Walter Bislin's model uses it. It is kind of the standard amount of refraction. Again, meaning that the standard amount of refraction for a flat Earth should be about 0.85. So what does it mean? That a flat Earth prediction with refraction of almost 7 inches times the distance squared matches the observation. That is light curving upwards 7 inches per mile against the observable, measurable, repeatable density gradient of the atmosphere, 85% of the curve of the globe. The globe, on the other hand, needs only 15% of the curve of the Earth to properly predict the view, and it is downwards, predicted by the measurable, repeatable, verifiable, observable density gradient in our atmosphere. Do you see the difference? It means that the flat Earth needs 5.7 times more refraction to explain the observation than the globe does, and against all known physics. So the next time a globetard tells you that you deliberately ignored refraction, please think about this very moment where you have learned for the first time in your life that refraction is probably not that bad. It's enormously needed by the flat Earth to explain any observation. So please don't just dismiss it, embrace it. And please explain why it needs to be so many times more and upwards against all known physics. Also, the elephant in the room here is the sun sitting nice and cozy on the horizon, staring you in the face, screaming, "I shouldn't be here if the Earth were flat, you morons!" Light needs to bend up to 180 degrees to make a flat Earth even imaginable. That is seeing something in the front of you that is actually behind you. So, if Ben needs to use fisheye lenses, incorrect distortion corrections, if he needs to utilize calculators that are not for this planet, share other flat Earth claims that are corrected by those flat Earthers themselves under the false video that Ben is showing himself because they were probably already caught lying, and if he needs to ignore any flat Earth prediction at all to gift you some straws sticking out 12 straw men for you to grasp at. Please think twice before you give the guy your soul. Now, as promised, here is my guess where I believe Fabio was when he took the first photograph. It kind of fits the observation, and I'll inform you whenever he responds. And to finish, I have a task for you. Please go to Ben's video, pick one of the 12 globe Earth proofs and test it in UDOSHL. Use the _RC code to figure out at what number you end. Then explain in his comment section how much refraction flat Earth needs to explain the observation. Screen grab it, send it to me, my email is in my info, and we will see how long these comments stay up. Oh, and there's another thing. In Ben's video we see a perfect globe Earth prediction that he completely ignores. And with that, my fellow apes, take care, and bye bye.